Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. I, of course, am Hammer, founder of Hammer Solutions, home of great products such as Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei. Be sure to check those out. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, where I broadcast on YouTube and Facebook, going live, talking about what's going on with rates and pricing in the markets. Not good news today. Not some great stuff. Not good news at all today. Again, we are still in the same stance I've been for the last few days. I would be locking anything closing in the next 30 to 45 days. Make sure you stick around and find out why. We'll tell you all about it, what's going on, and why we think it's going to happen. Remember, you don't want to miss a moment of the show. Get a text reminder. Sign up to get that reminder at hmmr.io/reminder, or use this cool QR code over here. And I send out a text as I'm going live each day with the links so you can hop on. Also, don't forget to check out our daily email lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com. Let me see, where do I have? I was looking for a little Chromium tab here. Here it is. Let's see this. Whoop, whoop. Here you go. So check this out. Oh, no, I liked it better when it was, let's do it this way. There you go. So get our free daily lock advice email to your inbox each and every weekday morning. Quick recap what happened yesterday, the rate outlook for today, and the next 15 days, 15 to 30, 30 plus, and a quick market snapshot. So especially on those days that you can't see me live, make sure you sign up for that. Also, go ahead and check out our text alerts at www.ratetextalerts.com. Let me see if I have a little... Nah, this didn't. Tire screen. Here we go. Boom. There we go. We'll do it that way. Get rid of this. So you can sign up for those text alerts. Here you are. Yesterday, we did send out... I wrote wrap up and someone called me out on it. They're like, wrap up. I meant alert. I was multitasking. But we sent out an alert at 12:21 p.m. Eastern time that bonds were hitting the worst levels of the day and that lenders could be repricing worse. And if you take a look, that corresponds right here to when we saw bonds bottom out. Sorry, mouse isn't working well. Right here, when we saw bonds bottoming out right there at that worst level there at 12 p.m. That was when lender reprice started to increase, and we did see quite a few reprices worse yesterday. So anyway, you should definitely sign up for our text alerts, www.ratetextalerts.com. Welcome to all the live folks. If you're here this morning, say good morning. Carmen Amoendo, good morning. Amy Blauser, Ron Siegel. Ron Siegel says today is National Junk Food Day. National Junk Food Day. What's your favorite junk food? Let me know in the comments. I'll throw that up as the question of the day. What is your favorite junk food? And that kind of, like that could be chips or chocolate or candy or ice cream or what? What is junk food? So what is your favorite junk food? I have a hard time like classifying junk food, but what is your favorite junk food? So let me know in the comments. We'll come back to that at the end and we'll go over it. So anyway, we are 4 minutes in. It is time to jump in and get started. Let's go ahead and bring up the screen. So here we go. All right. So taking a look at where things were at yesterday, let's do a quick recap here and let me zoom in on this for you so we can go over it. All right. So mortgage-backed securities currently down 11 basis points on the day. Take a look at what happened yesterday. Pricing comes out right around 10 a.m. Generally right around 10:30. That's generally when you're going to see pricing window right here around that 10 a.m. mark, right? So as we were there, we kind of have that. No, I kind of like that one. I'm gonna go back to that. All right. So as we were here, we saw where pricing came in, and it kind of stabilized a little bit. Right here it was down. We were down about 10 basis points on the day when pricing came out. We lost another 10 or 12 basis points as we got down here around 12 p.m. That did lead to quite a few reprices worse through the afternoon as things kind of settled in and bottomed out. I didn't think that we were at risk of really having to worry about reprices yesterday. I thought things would kind of hold steady and settle, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. There was no economic data. Things, we could sit and point to little things that kind of pushed where it's at, but it's an overall market momentum, an overall trend. We're seeing oil prices creep higher. We're seeing, escalation with what's going on in the Middle East, and that's kind of what pushed everything. So rate sheets today, very likely to be about an eighth of a point higher than what we saw on Friday. Not from yesterday, but from Friday. If you take a look here, you could see that on Friday, according to Mortgage News Daily, we ended at about 6.63. Yesterday, it pushed up 6.71. This morning, we're currently, look at this. I mean, you could see we're again getting worse. No economic data, but we're seeing bonds that are just slipping. And that's going to put us, you're going to see rates that are about an eighth of a point higher than we were at yesterday. I'm sorry, from Friday. So today I say you're at 6.75 easy, 6.77 even. We are going to test and push above these worst levels that we saw, these highest rates back in May. Remember, it was May 19th. Right here, we saw 6.75. Right here, we saw 6.75 on July 13th. You can absolutely expect for things to continue to get worse at this point. Very, very likely what is going to happen. Rates are going to move higher. Why is it zoomed in so close? Let me see if I can't tweak that a little bit. That's a little too much. Ease down there. Let me stop sharing for a second so I get the camera. It's on. It must be on. No, center stage, man. It is just zoomed in. All right. Well, anyway, let me go back to I'm throwing the screen up and let's talk about what we got going on. So I'm going to put the lock advice down at the bottom. So we talked about rate sheets today are worse. Reprice risk on the day is moderate. There's no economic data today, but I do expect bonds to drift lower, similar to what we saw yesterday. We're seeing oil prices creep higher. Oil prices, Brent crude around 90. What is it right now? I think 91.11 a barrel. You're looking at, if you want to look at WTI, let's see here. Let me pull up CNBC and we'll look at oil and we'll take a look at this together. I'll pull it up and share the screen. So taking a look at where oil is, it's kind of surprising that oil is not up as high as it was. So looking at WTI, it's $85 a barrel. Looking at Brent crude, you're at 91 a barrel. I like to use Brent crude, and I'm going to do a 3-month, just so actually we'll do 6 months so we can see. Again, before the whole Iran conflict, here we were. After the ceasefire, we were just settling in. We were getting back to where we were, and you could see that it has pushed higher, moved higher. We'll do that. Look at the 3-month version here. You can see we are moving higher, steadily higher, and that's what's going to continue to happen as we see escalation in the headlines. Situations here. Tehran saying that tankers are on fire in the Strait of Hormuz. The Houthis are announcing that they are going to put a blockade in the Red Sea. Let's see if I can show you guys the Red Sea. Let's see, Red Sea maps. So the Houthis are going to blockade right here in the Red Sea so that they can stop Saudi Arabia from, instead of Saudi Arabia pushing oil through the Strait of Hormuz right here, they were looking at moving it and going out of ports in the Red Sea and moving through. So the Houthis are friends of the, look at you trying to get up here. This one is trying to climb up and get attention. So, but anyway, yeah. So go ahead. You can climb on the desk, silly. Taking a look. It's not good, y'all. It's just not good. Economic data, nothing today, nothing that we're going to worry about, help. There's nothing going on for the week. You got the ADP weekly jobs change. It was showed about 19,000 private payroll jobs created. As far as actual lock advice goes, I'm locking everything, right? We're in a rising rate environment now. Our best case scenario, rates are going to stay steady and not go up too much. Worst case, I think we go up a quarter point where we start talking about the sevens again. It could be there. We could see that push. Things are moving continuously higher. As far as anything closing the next 15 days, rates are likely to continue to creep higher. We've already seen them jump about an eighth of a point. I think we see worse pricing. Hopefully rates themselves don't move up more by the end of the week, but we could see another eighth. Next week's Fed meeting, not likely to provide any relief. Are you making fun of me over here, Siegel? I think you are. Let's give Siegel his due as a comedian. Markets driven by Houthis embargo on Saudi Arabia and the Red Sea. Hammer's giving us geography as well as market commentary. 2 for the price of 1. Your agent should get you to pay double for the show. Yes. So I'm going to hire you to be my agent for sure, for shizzle. So anyway, next week's Fed meeting, not going to help at all. There's just no reason to expect it to. Everyone believes that the Fed is going to get even more hawkish. If we take a look at the outlook for 15 to 30 days from now, again, we've got 2 weeks left in July. This week, nothing's happening in economic data. Next week, we've only got really the Fed meeting is the big deal. Then we get into the first week of August where we'll get July data. Last week, we got a reprieve because of that inflation data. It really was, in my opinion, overreacted to by the markets and too positive. And we kind of got a little bit of a reprieve. We got a chance to lock in some loans. That's why I was saying to lock those rates. And now, if we're looking at August, the question is, can we see another ceasefire go into play? We're on the 10th day of bombing Iran now. You've got all these other things escalating, the Houthis, all this stuff. Can we see all that start to settle back down again by that first and second week of August? The labor market data will take a backseat to escalation in the Middle East. Even if the labor market data comes in weak, it's only going to help a little bit. There's really not a lot of room to see rates hold steady or improve as we get into August. I think we're going to be back in the sevens, y'all, if things continue the way they're going now. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully our best case scenario is we flirt with where we're at now, 6 3/4, and we'll kind of stay around there. We're not going to get back down to 6.5 unless you got to see a Fed that stops talking about rate hikes and the potential for rate cuts. You'd have to see really weak labor market data. You've got to see inflation come in August, with the July inflation data has to come in really, really low again, and see that happen. And all of that, I don't know if we're going to see all that. So lastly, rates that are for 30 plus days, right? If you're closing 30 to 45 days and you can lock, even with the extended lock window and paying more for the lock, I would pay it. If it's something that is farther out, well, then you just got to roll the dice and let things go and hope that things come back down. They will come back down when we see oil prices drop again. But they're only going to go to that 6.5 to 6 5/8 kind of mark again. That's our low water mark. That's what we can expect to see. So that is it, my friends. I hope that helps you. Let's see what you guys have to say, and we'll wrap it up on the day. Look at that, 12 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm tightening the show up. I think it's doing pretty well. Let me know, do you guys like this format and speed? I think that helps. Segloff said reports today are more tariffs coming. Think that will have an effect, or the market just tariff numb? I think it's tariff numb at this point overall. I do. I agree. The question becomes, will the tariffs feed into inflation? And that's what markets are really going to look at. So depending on what tariffs, if they're tariffs against Canada, the market doesn't seem to react to that as much. Tariffs against China are a bigger deal, but I think tariffs are just, like you said, tariff numb is a really good way to put it. Mike said, need us some baked BLS data. I don't know how baked it could be, man. It would have to be super baked because they're just not paying attention to it. Even if the labor market data was showing that it needed to be propped up, I think that they hike anyway. Let's see. ADP hiring slowed for the 4th straight week. Did it? And how much does that really make a difference? Let me pull that up. Let me pull it up on the other screen. Economic calendar. Here we go. So let me share my screen. We'll go over this together real quick. So this is what Ron's talking about. Can I make this bigger? Will it get bigger? Yeah, it does. Okay, good. So yeah, you're right. It did, when we look at 6/9, 29,000 jobs created, 25.5 thousand, 30,000, dropped down to 21. But there's argues that this is seasonal. Previous releases are numbers as released, not necessarily containing revisions. So there's arguing that in the summer that we generally see a slowdown anyway, that seasonal, because there's no seasonal adjustment to these like there is to BLS jobs data. So I would absolutely say July is a time to see jobs that are slowed down, but these are still fine, these numbers. And then this current release was 16.5 thousand. So as a focus on that. So yeah, we're still definitely dropping. So you've got 21, 19, 16.5. But I would argue that a lot of that is seasonality. So Tom Stafford loves the format and the speed. Thank you, my friend. All right. Well, let's talk about junk food and we'll wrap it up for the day. Tell me, what is your favorite junk food? Go ahead and let me know, what is your favorite junk food? I'm going to throw the lock advice on there. But any junk food is anything with salt. You can kill a bag of potato chips faster than take a blood pressure pill. That's funny. I like tater chips. I go in waves. It's not a huge. Let me see. Chat. All right. So tell me, what is your Ron Siegel said today was National Junk Food Day. So the question of the day is, what is your favorite junk food? Amendo. Oh, Carmen Amendo. Thank you. Got it. I thought it was like a snack food. Um, chips and salsa. I did not realize how many calories freaking corn chips have. Holy smokes. When you go to like a Mexican restaurant and they, give you chips at the beginning, I did not realize how much, Tostitos and everything. Crazy. Favorite junk food. This is only a 20-minute show. You can't list them all. Yeah, but look at you keeping yourself healthy. I bet you're probably not eating them the way you were. Not going to tell you because you bagged on them a couple weeks ago. Oh, Reese's. Dude, Reese's used to be my favorite, hands down. They taste like dog ass now. And all the stuff on social media, other people say the same thing. I believe it. I haven't had Reese's in months. I'm eating better chocolates now, like dark chocolate, Lindt. I eat the Lindt balls, dude. They're like $1 a piece, though. That's a good way to curb your intake of all that junk food. It's gotten too damn expensive. Chips and salsa, Angela also with Rob Stewart. Enjoying that. Let's see, the rest of you guys have. Angela likes the speed. Cool. So those are 4-week averages. When you see the numbers drop, they affect the 4-week average. Oh, that's good to know. I haven't really paid attention to that report. So that has more significance. So, all right. Well, thank you, my friends. I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday. Again, lock the loans. We're not in a position to see things improve from here, unfortunately. So, all right, my friends, have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.